For a team that is in the midst of their deepest tournament run in program history, you might think they might be a bit nervous, right? Well, wrong. The Needham boys basketball team has refused to view themselves as the underdog and thus found themselves in their first ever sectional final. And in order to capture that elusive sectional crown, they would have to take down number 1 seed Mansfield. Well, it may have been, like I said, their first ever sectional final appearance, but the Rockets were cool as can be pregame. Lockdown defense early on here for Needham as Mansfield tries to get it down low, but Will Cooper steps up with the steal, tosses up ahead to Connor Shaughnessy. He finishes that one at the rim for 2. And Matt Shaker playing a big role early on in this one, knocking down a trio of 3-pointers in the first, including this one right here from the corner as he's falling away right in front of the Hornets bench nonetheless. How about this play? Final seconds of the quarter, Rockets inbounding. Shaughnessy takes the inbound pass and launches up a shot from about 2 steps in front of the half court, swishes it, and Needham leads 22-17 after one quarter. Gives a little kudos over there to the Needham faithful, and the Rockets are rolling. But Mansfield comes out fast to start the second, scoring 8 straight points to start the quarter, starting with this floater right here by Philip Fidgen. And then it's Tyler Bolter who will knock down a 3 from the wing to break a 22-all tie. A few possessions later, though, the Rockets respond as Brandon Monheimer gets it down here in the corner. He'll kick it out to Connor Reedy, and who drills a 3 from the top of the key. But Mansfield closes the half a tad bit stronger. Vigent knocks the ball out of Matt McKay's hands right here. He'll pick it up at half court and goes all the way to the bucket. And 1. The Rockets trail at halftime, 33-32. Looking like the momentum might be swinging a bit to Mansfield. But third quarter, tightly contested as well. The Hornets have an inbounds underneath their hoop. Drop the alley-oop pass for Sam Goldberg right there, who puts it in. However, it's Needham who closes the quarter with a quick 5-0 spurt. Terrific defense by Cooper on Goldberg. Forces the bad shot, gets the rebound, goes the other way, and he'll find Shaughnessy all alone in the corner for another 3, and you can splash that, add that to the scoreboard. But how about another buzzer beater, huh? Watch the vision here on Shaughnessy. Finds Michael Clem for the dime down low and the bucket just before the buzzer sounds. So the Rockets go into the fourth quarter with a heavy momentum, leading 49-44. It's a back-and-forth 3-party to start the fourth quarter as Bolter coming off a couple picks. Buries another tray from the wing, but let's be honest, people. This was Matt Shaker's night from 3 land because he answers Bolter with a 3-ball from NBA range right there. But hold on, because he's going to do himself one better. Connor Reedy down by the baseline, swings it out to Shaker, who launches a rainbow up from the midcourt logo and finds the pot of gold at the bottom of the net. The Rockets are cruising in this one. Late in the game now, Needham up 3, fighting them off, inbounding the ball along the baseline. Shaughnessy slashes to the ball. Another corner 3 in front of the Rockets bench. Give them reason to celebrate, putting the Rockets lead 58-52. Final seconds. Defense ices this one. Clem, step for step with his man, anticipates perfectly, rejects Vigent at the rim. Mansfield, all they're able to do now, they're forced to foul, and the Rockets, well, they connect on their free throw. So for the first time in program history, yes, indeed, the Rockets are D1 South sectional champions, capturing the crown with a 65-56 victory over top-seeded Mansfield. Shaughnessy and Shaker in the game, each over 20-plus points. The Rockets season, unfortunately, would end this past Wednesday in the state semifinals, falling to defending champ Cambridge. But what a ride it was, capturing their first conference title in 31 years, and again, their first sectional title in school history. Over to the ice now in girls hockey. After throttling St. Mary's in the quarterfinals, Needham was 1 win away from the Division I state championship game. And coincidentally, the Rockets of Needham were facing off against the Rockets of Reading, who won the 2015 state title. One more win, and the victor would find itself with a one-way ticket to the TD Garden. Needham's high-powered first line would play a big role early on in this one. Bruno, Phelan, Hernberg, but in the first minute, it's Reading on the offensive. Michaela Boyle skates it blue line to blue line, makes a nice toe drag, shoots it on net, but Melissa Strauss closes off that right side right there to make the save. Back the other way, with Needham putting the pressure on Reading's goalie Maggie Fennelly. Hernberg crashes hard to the net, drops the puck for a trailing Gracie Bruno. Just a little too much mustard on that shot, though, as it goes high over the crossbar. Rockets with another opportunity later on, this time the second line. Megan McQuillan picks it up. She goes over to Brooke Riley, but her shot is stopped by Fennelly, who comes out to halt that one. Midway through the period, though, Rockets finally striking as they turn defense into offense, creating the 2-on-1 break here. Hernberg in deep, passes over to Bruno. She pots the puck into the open net, putting Needham on top finally, 1-0. But late in the first, however, Reading able to even up the score. Shot from the point coming up here will be tipped down by Boyle. Loose puck and a scramble ensues, and that's where Boyle's able to flip the puck over Strauss. The sprawling Strauss on the ice there. We're all tied at 1 at the first intermission. So into the second period now we go. Rockets with an early chance to go back up. McQuillan slings it up ahead to Celia Blaskowski. Shoots 5-hole, but Fennelly squeezes the pads, keeping this game locked up at 1. Both goalies on their game in this one. But jump ahead late in the period, similar scenario. McQuillan to Blaskowski. Her initial shot will be blocked up here, but she regathers and snaps it over Fennelly's shoulder for the go-ahead tally. Celia Blaskowski, the Blaze freshman, looking like a senior in this game with the big-time goal. Meanwhile, Strauss in net. Make sure Needham keeps the lead into the third. Just before the second intermission, the shot here, as the Reading players fall into the ice, is denied by Strauss. And in the third period, Strauss, well, you can just call her clutch, because Boyle shoots the puck wide here. She regains control, and backhand it on net, but stoned by Strauss with the left pad. And then the all-important insurance goal coming up for the Rockets with 5 minutes to play. Madison Michaels picks it up near the blue line, crashes in. The loose puck comes out to Hernberg. Rebound, though, over to Bruno, and she would bury her second goal of the game. The celebration ensues. So Needham closes it out, as you see right there. 3-1 winning over the state champs from 2 years ago. Next stop, as I said, the TD Garden on Sunday, March 19th for the D1 state title game against Woburn, and then announced earlier today that game will be at 11 a.m.